Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Football Fired Up. I've got my co-host here with me today, Azad Ali, and we'll be looking at game week 11, along with doing a little bit of Premier League trivia. So let's crack on with game week 11. So Burnley 1, Everton 1, Manchester City 2, Fulham 0, West Ham 1, Manchester United 3, Chelsea 3, Leeds United 1, West Brom 1, Crystal Palace 5. Sheffield United 1, Leicester City 2, Spurs 2, Arsenal 0, Liverpool 4, Wolves 0, Brighton 1, Southampton 2. So Azad, we'll go straight to you about the very first score of the week. Burnley 1, Everton 1. What do you have to say about this?
Yeah, so I watched it from the start, really. I thought Bobby Brady scored in the first 2 minutes. First goal in over a year, by the way. I thought, great, for a cracker. First game on a Saturday, day off, great. But it turned into a tactical battle. Sean Dyche, defence versus Carlo Ancelotti's attack. What I realised about that game, Sean Dyche set his team up fantastically to suffocate Everton's attack line, especially when Allen got the ball. He's the link between their defence and attack. They suffocated him, which meant that he lost the ball quite a lot of times. One thing I have to say about James Rodriguez, he's been found out. Great at the start, but now I can imagine every opposition spending one training session on how to defend against James Rodriguez. He's the one who gets the ball and does his left foot passes. Amazing. One thing I have to say about Richarlison, what I've realised in the last 3-4 seasons since he's been in the Premier League is he's become such a team player now. He's linking up with his teammates. Instead of going for it himself, he's become a great team player. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 11 Premier League goals. He's getting in there. He knows where to be now. He knows where to be in the box to get those goals. So, but overall, not the greatest match, but, is a fair outcome, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. 1-1 does seem to be quite fair. And you know what? I predicted Burnley pulling away from the relegation zone. And I think a performance like that, at no point did it look like Burnley was a team that was struggling with confidence and that were in the bottom 5. They looked like a really good outfit. And I think that's what Sean Dyche will get them doing once again. And, they'll pull away quite comfortably. So, yeah, I agree with that. So let's go to the second result. Manchester City 2, Fulham 0.
Yeah, so we all know that what's going to happen when Man City is playing at home against a team in the lower half of the table, even in some higher in the top half of the table. They had lion's share of the possession. They got the job done early. They could have scored their 5 goals again, just like they did against Burnley, but we can't expect them to score 5 goals every game. But what I did realise in that game is that City missed a lot of opportunities, especially from counter-attacks as well. So they may have to work on that. Against Burnley, they may have got lucky. The first time they got 5 goals this season. You should expect City to get that 2-3 times a season. But yeah, we knew what was going to be the score. The stats says that Man City were all over Fulham. But I have to say Fulham may have defended quite well in the second half, especially against those counters. I have to pick out Kevin De Bruyne. Great player. Absolutely great. Great assist as well. I reckon Kevin De Bruyne could go into his late 30s the way he plays. He doesn't run around much. He literally gets the ball. His technique, his vision is absolutely great. And he can ping the ball around all for the next 10 years. He's 29 now, which I didn't realise until the other day. But yeah, his age is catching up. But yeah, not a shocking result. 2-0, could have been 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I had De Bruyne as my captain, so I was a bit disappointed when he hit the crossbar, missed his chances. Ruben Diaz missed the cross from him. He's just a wonderful player to watch, isn't he? Their strike force, though, looks a little bit depleted. Do you think going later on into the season, they'll have enough to win the league or even win the Champions League? What do you reckon?
I won't say the league. I think Tottenham, Liverpool are up there. But in terms of league, they're going to focus on the Champions League. In terms of strikers, they might have to bring someone in January. They got 3. They got Raheem Sterling, Jesus, and Aguero. I think he's starting tonight. But maybe, we don't know. If Aguero gets injured, they're going to struggle. But we'll see.
We will indeed. So we'll go on to the next fixture. West Ham 1, Manchester United 3. What have you got to say? There's so much to talk about this game. What do you want to say about it?
But no, they definitely made a poor start. We all know that. However, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wasn't afraid to make those subs at half time. He took off Cavani, he took off Van der Beek, brought on Rashford, brought on Bruno Fernandes, and oh my God, they changed that game. So Bruno Fernandes, you can just tell the ooze of class he brings to that team. Is he can dribble, he can carry the ball, protect it quite well. He can pass it. The vision's amazing. And he attacks quite well for Man United, and that's what the change was, especially with Rashford as well, pace at the top. But yeah, I think they can win games like that. They're 2-0 down against Leipzig at the moment. They may not win that, but if they're going to go 2-0 down against West Ham or Southampton, they got a chance to win it because Man United have that firepower. What I have to say though is that with Cavani, he started this game and he couldn't make an impact. So I think he's that kind of a player that come off from the bench if they're losing. But from the start, maybe not. Pogba, on the other hand, right before those comments yesterday by his agent, I think Solskjaer found a great position for him. That holding midfield player who links defence to attack, that gives him that time on the ball for him to work his magic. But he didn't start a game tonight against Leipzig in the Champions League. I don't know what's happening with him, but other than that, I think Man United, great performance, but they're inconsistent at best. So yeah, that is literally Man United in a nutshell, really.
No, I agree with you. It was a good result against a West Ham team that are flying in a sense. So fair play to the team. They got the result. Pogba, the issue with Raiola, I don't know. They just have too much power in the game. Like, why do you have to come out and say what you have to say? Like, that's not your business. You're an agent. Just shut up. You've got your player a contract, a big contract. If you want to get him another contract, do that quietly. You don't need to disrupt the season of a team. It's just disrespectful. The guy's earning a good amount of money. And I think, let's be honest here, between you and me, Fernandes is the player that we thought we were getting when Pogba was signed. Pogba's been shocking for what he's getting paid. He was really bought as a marketing stunt, if you ask me, because he left United. He said he was never going to come back. The money was thrown at him. He's like, yeah, I'll take the money. Is he really a serial winner? You know what? I don't think he is. Like, if somebody was to say to him right now, we'll give you $500,000 a week in Qatar or somewhere, he'd probably go. Because at the end of the day, his agent, all he cares about is money. And Pogba, by the looks of it, all he cares about is money. So, it's quite disappointing, really, to see. But we'll go on to the next fixture. Chelsea 3, Leeds United 1. Looks like Leeds, once again, as you said, they concede goals. What do you have to say about this game?
Yeah, I'm going to start with Patrick Bamford first. I mean, he's really impressed me this season. It's about time, really. So he's been in the Premier League for quite a few seasons now. I know he dropped down to the Championship. But yeah, great finisher, really. But, Leeds were never going to come away with anything from Stamford Bridge, not with this Chelsea side. This well-balanced Chelsea side, attack, defence. They got everything. They got the fluid. So one thing I noticed, though, is that Reece James at right back, he's linking up quite well with Hakim Ziyech. And then his crosses are amazing. So especially that one into Giroud, which Giroud put away fantastically. But I have to put it to Frank Lampard. He's building that team up. And, they're going to be at force again. But yeah, so especially with Chilwell and James at left and right back, then they got the forwards line. So they got Ziyech, Werner, Havertz, Giroud, Abraham, Mount and Pulisic. All coming off the bench and starting. It's amazing. But they were too much for Leeds. What I realised towards the end of the second half, Leeds had the ball. They came at them to get back into the game. Chelsea just pressed them high, got the ball, hit them on the counter. That's how they scored their last goal. But yeah, other than that, it was a good watch. But Leeds did what they did best, really, attack the game. But unfortunately, Chelsea were just too much for them.
Do you reckon Chelsea could win the league? I mean, they've got a really good defence, they've got a really good attack, and they've probably got the best central defensive midfielder still in Europe in Kante. So do you think they can win the league?
They've got Kante and Jorginho, haven't they? So
Jorginho doesn't play often. I think Kovacic has replaced him, but
yeah,
I mean, Kante, world class, has been for the last 5 years. And in my eyes, it's not underrated, but probably is one of the best midfielders in the world still. So do you think they can win the league? I guess that's my question.
Yeah, I believe so. They got the squad depth. Like I said, they got that balance. So I think so. Yeah, definitely. Now that City's out the running line, Liverpool getting injuries, Tottenham, before Mourinho, they would have bottled it. But with Mourinho, I think it's going down the wire, and we're going to have the most exciting Premier League season finish ever.
I like that. I like that. So we'll do one more fixture. Whew. West Brom 1, Crystal Palace 5. That's right. I just said Crystal Palace 5. When do Crystal Palace score goals? I don't know what's happening. Can you just explain this game to me, mate?
So they first time they scored 5, I think, in the top flight in so many years. So, but I have to say, I said a couple of weeks ago to you, Shad, that they're missing Zaha. They've lost 2 on the trot, but Zaha's back now, and they scored 5 goals. So, one thing I have to say about West Brom, I'm very worried about Ivanovic at the back. I'm very worried. So, if they continue playing 3 at the back with Ivanovic, they're in trouble. They're going to ship 5 goals. So, but going back to Palace, Wilfred Zaha, great player. Oh my God, I can't believe Arsenal never got him and got Pepe instead. So, but yeah, other than that, Christian Benteke, hopefully he's gonna start scoring goals again. But other than that, it's just Palace really all over them, really, and and they scored 5 goals. West Brom, poor show. I don't think that was a red card. I'm not sure if you'd agree, but he got the ball. He got the ball definitely, but. Would Palace would have scored 5 goals if he didn't get sent off? They would have scored a few, but maybe not 5.
Do you think it's difficult for West Brom? They obviously had the sending off against Everton and they shipped quite a few goals. They've had a sending off against Palace. They've shipped quite a few goals. What you mentioned about Ivanovic, I think, is quite right. I think he has passed it. Do you think this is going to be a big confidence blow going forward?
100%, yeah. I think the players know it. It's coming up to Christmas soon. If they lose 2 or 3 games over Christmas, that's it. I think they're going to have a mountain to climb for January, February. Then,
jeez, you're putting the nail in the coffin already for them, pretty much.
I think so as well.
Doesn't look good for West Brom, unfortunately. And that point you made about the Zaha Pepe comparison, it's a bit like you wanted to go for Nando's, but you get a Pepe's Piri Piri instead. It's just not the same thing, is it? It's not the same.
Absolutely not.
All right, people. So this is the part of the show that we're going to introduce. It's a bit of a trivia time, all right? So Azad, we're going to put you on the spot. Let's see what you get, all right?
Go for it.
So, who was the last team to win the old First Division before it became the Premier League?
Leeds United.
Whoa, that was a lot quicker than what I was expecting. Okay.
I know that because I've got quite a few fans who are Leeds United fans, and they remind me every single time.
Wait, did you say you got quite a few fans that are Leeds United fans, or quite a few friends?
I've got quite a few friends who are Leeds United fans.
You sure you don't have an OnlyFans account?
No. But yeah.
All right, okay.
Definitely the Leeds United.
Oh, fair enough. All right, so you got 1 out of 5 so far. Question number 2.
Oh, I didn't know I was getting 2 questions in a row.
No, you're getting all 5 right now.
Oh,
how many different teams have won the Premier League? You can count them down if you want to help yourself.
You've got Man United, Blackburn Rovers, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. 6.
Is that your final answer?
And Leicester.
Oh! Oh, see, I gave you a little lifeline. You can phone a friend. I was your friend, all right? So, all right, we're gonna let you have that. You've done well. Question number 3. From what country has the manager been from which has had the most Premier League wins? Most Premier League title wins?
Scotland.
Most
Premier League title wins, yeah.
That is correct. I thought, just in case you didn't know where Fergie's from, but that's good.
Of course I know where Fergie's from.
Just checking. You never know, Who was the first and only non-European manager to win the Premier League?
Manuel Pellegrini at Man City 2014.
Wow. What a guy. I don't even know if you've got results up on your screen or something. How did you know it was in 2014?
Because I just remember, because that's the season when Liverpool almost won the league and they slipped up. Gerrard slipped. So.
Oh, jeez. Liverpool fans, Gerrard slipped. That's probably bringing back some bad memories. And finally, So this is probably the toughest question out of all of them. So 2 different countries have had managers from them that have won the Premier League titles in the successive seasons. Which 2 countries are those managers from?
I'm going to say, I want to say, Conte, because
I said country.
Country. Sorry,
Yeah,
what country?
So the managers come from. So 2 managers have won it in successive years, but different. They're from the same country, but different managers. Which 2 countries are they? So you said Conte. What country is he from?
Italy.
So did another manager win it in a season before or after Conte did?
No.
Do you want to go with Italy? Do you want to go with Italy as one of the answers?
No. What you're saying? So, are you saying
So, for example, okay. Yeah. So, say for example, Sean Dyche won it one year, and the very next season, Eddie Howe won it. They're both from England, so that would count as a year. That would count as the country, England.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
The 2 countries I'm looking for.
Right. Okay. Right. I get that now. Yeah. 16-17 Conte, Italy.
Okay. Italy. So he won it, but who would be the
and then 16 was the Tinkerman, Claudio Ranieri.
Hey, smashed it. So that's 1. What's the other country?
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Geez, you got me there, haven't you?
This is a hard one.
No, I'm gonna get it. So I'm just trying to think who the manager of Blackburn was. Is Kenny Dalglish, Scotland?
Oh! 5 out of 5. Be honest, people, in the comments. Let us know how many of those answers you got right. I'm telling you, most of you probably didn't get 3. That's right. Most of you didn't get that many. Azad, you are a brain box. I'm gonna have some harder questions next time round, people. Revise on your Champions League. That's right, Champions League. That's what the questions are going to be on.
I love it, Shad.
We're going to go to the final 4 teams of game week 11. So, Sheffield United 1, Leicester 2. What you got to say about that fixture, Azad?
The Blades didn't look like they had a game plan. And even if they did, they haven't got the players to carry out that game plan. And Leicester were just too good. Brendan Rodgers, what he did at Liverpool, what he did at Celtic, he's doing what he's doing at Leicester. He's put a team out, he's organised them and set that team up to win.
To bottle it? Has he set them up to bottle it?
No, not absolutely not. But that team's not going to go and beat Liverpool. But that team is good enough to beat all the other teams around them and to climb that position. I wish, honestly, I was speaking to my friend about it. I wish Arsenal could approach Brendan Rodgers. But it's a shame that Brendan Rodgers, he has a British name. If he had a foreign name, he would have been at Arsenal before Mikel Arteta. I'm telling you now.
Really? You think he's that good? Like, a lot of people are raving about Arteta when they signed him. Oh, without him, Pep Guardiola's nothing. He's the brains behind everything.
Who is Mikel Arteta? What did he do?
I don't know. You're the Arsenal fan. You tell me.
Did Guardiola win the treble at Barcelona without Arteta in 2009?
Did he have Lionel Messi in that team, though?
Did he win a number of German titles at Bayern Munich?
Did they have the best squad, though? Do you know what I mean? Like, Guardiola is probably Fraudiola more like. Unless he spent the most amount of money, has he really done anything? Like Messi in his prime, he was a different kettle of fish. He's just unstoppable. As a United fan, he tore us apart in 2 Champions League finals, and there was nothing you could do. I remember one of the goals where he just picks it up, drives for about 10 yards, and then just pings it straight into the bottom corner. Van der Sar left flailing. You couldn't touch Lionel Messi. Okay, so I think Guardiola got quite lucky. In the Bundesliga, was there anyone to compete against them? They just snapped up everybody from the best players from the league. It's what United used to do back in the days. But
you're absolutely right.
Arteta, though, I agree. A lot of Arsenal fans are getting upset now. And the irony of it is the next game is Spurs versus Arsenal. But so you think Sheffield not playing well? I said they're going to go down. Leicester, do you think they're going to finish top 4?
No, not top four, but I'm hoping top six, get back into Europe again. So
Okay, so no improvement for Brendan Rodgers.
no,
Okay,
no.
cool. So if Arsenal were to get him, you probably finish 6th or 5th as well. No Champions League
Well,
football.
I'll take that right now. So
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's
yeah.
a good point. So the next game, Spurs 2, Arsenal 0. Wow. Wow. Azad, your face looks a bit glum when I mentioned that. What have you got to say, man? Have you, like, can you defend your team anymore?
Well, I'm not defending them, but what I've got some points to say. Okay, what I think Arsenal fans agree with. Pathetic right from the start. Lacazette lost the ball and gave away a throw into Tottenham straight away. Watch that, okay? And since then, I realised it's not going to go well for us. We've not started confidently, and that was it. That was you can tell. With Mourinho, he set his team up and he's drilled those players all week to say this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. This is what you're going to do if this so and so does this. But Arteta would be like, yeah, we'll just do a bit of rondo in training. I can guarantee it right now. It's like he set that team up to play against Mulder at home. It is literally, there's no change to that game plan. I can guarantee that tactics board was exactly the same on Thursday night than it was on Sunday. It was absolutely the same. There's no difference whatsoever. I bet he didn't even say this is what Harry Kane's going to do. I guarantee they didn't say what Lo Celso is going to do. He's going to drop in, get that ball, and ping it straight into Harry Kane. That wouldn't happen. Although when Mourinho drilled their players and told them exactly what's going to happen, what Aubameyang's going to be like, and Lacazette's going to be like. One thing I have to say about Mourinho, he went and signed like that Højbjerg from Southampton, great player. I would have loved to have him at Arsenal, but Arsenal continue to purchase untested Premier League players. And when I say purchase, yes, we signed Willian and David Luiz, but on a free is a given. And they wanted to stay in London. That's the only reason they're playing for Arsenal. Do you understand?
The sad truth. It is the sad truth. But
yeah.
Daniel Levy deserves the credit for the job he's doing. 16 million for Højbjerg, whereas Arsenal spent 50 on Partey. You know, you could have signed Højbjerg and potentially Aouar with that much money, but you didn't. And you keep doing it. So this is what I think. I think Arsenal are the new Manchester United. In order to attract the continental standard players, not even world class, continental standard players, they are paying the big wages. And you look at it, United for many seasons, they got the Falcaos or player of that essence. They got Marcos Rojo and players that weren't really proven in the Premier League, that were kind of proven in Europe. You're doing the same with so many of these players, or players that should be doing well. Pepe. And then you mentioned Willian, 200 grand. Was it 200 grand a week or something?
A lot of money. It was a lot of money.
Like that. Like,
yeah.
If you're paying 200 grand a week, when you top that up, is that the contracts over the 3 years? That's a huge amount of money. Why not go and buy a player in the Premier League from someone like Leicester, someone like Southampton, who could step up and do the job?
They should pick up the best players from each team.
Who would you go for? Who would you go for? If you're the Arsenal manager now, or if you're Edu?
Well, first of all, so Zaha, I'll do a swap deal. Take Pepe, I'll take Zaha, and plus cash. That's how much I would love to have Zaha. From Southampton, you may think I'm crazy here, but we need a player who can actually cross a ball from a corner.
James Ward-Prowse, then, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Great set piece. We've not had a set piece taker since Cazorla, or before that, Henry. I mean, how many times have Arsenal players have missed that has hit that first man on the first post from the corner? Review it back and check it out. I bet they don't even practice corners.
Yeah, but it's true. But you know what? Mikel Arteta said it. You guys put in 1,000 crosses a game, so surely you'll score one of them.
No. What, to into Lacazette, who's 5'7"?
Mate, his tactics are awful. There's a big difference between playing Aubameyang on left wing and someone like Raheem Sterling on left wing. Raheem Sterling, people do not give him credit for what he does. When he cuts in, you'd back him to score, or you back him to trouble the goalkeeper. Lacazette's not that same build of a player. Maybe you should play Lacazette on that left-hand side and play Aubameyang down through the middle. But you know what? I'm not a Premier League manager. I don't know what Arteta is doing. He's obviously got a game plan. I feel sorry. I've got too many Arsenal fans, and I just feel sorry for you boys. You don't deserve this sort of torture. 2020 is bad enough. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, 2020 is a bad enough year for Arsenal fans to go through what they're going through.
It's naive, Shad. It's naive. Literally, he's done the same as Arsene Wenger. I liked Arsene Wenger, and he was good. And he consistently delivered Champions League football to us, and the fans wanted him out. And now we're not even getting Champions League football.
You might get relegated this year, So
I don't think that's going to be the case. But it's naivety. They're not setting that team up to win against that opposition, because this is what's going to happen. This is what could happen. Instead, they goes, "Well, you got to play your game and go play." So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's happening. But I'll go back to Brendan Rodgers. Bring him in. Chuck the checkbook at him and bring him in. Get rid of Arteta now, because 7 games on the trot now with no victory in the Premier League or whatever it is. I don't know. But bring him in. You got to change the manager.
Do you have a good enough squad like Leicester does for someone like Brendan Rodgers to even want to come in? You look at the players he's got at his disposal. Ricardo Pereira at right back, miles better than Hector Bellerin. You got the creativity like James Maddison. You got probably one of the best CDMs in Wilfred Ndidi. I think he's an incredible signing. 2-3 years on now, he looks like the real deal. One of the big 4 are going to pick him up soon. I mean, Jamie Vardy, we didn't even mention him. Scored again in the 90th minute. This guy, he is a true winner. He's a true leader, true winner. I think he's a lot better than Lacazette. Forget Lacazette. A lot better than Aubameyang. People criticize when you compare someone like Vardy to Drogba or whatever, but please, the guy scores consistently again and again and again. Like, I don't think Brendan Rodgers would take that Arsenal job. You ain't got the money.
It's not the player. Like, you can talk to Xhaka, man. He's a professional footballer. Do you understand? You can tell him, look, your job is to defend, not to attack. When you get the ball, I want you to look forward, not sideways. That's it. It's simple instructions. You can teach a player how to play.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
You can just teach a player how to play. You can do that. Obviously, if a player's not with the talent, that they shouldn't be in the Premier League.
So like Xhaka, basically. But do you know what? We spent too much time on Arsenal. We're going to have to carry on, man. I'm sorry about this.
But
Liverpool.
Last thing on Spurs.
Go on then.
Sorry. Would 1 year time, would the Spurs fan enjoy Mourinho's tactics? Would they still like it? That's what I would question. Would it get boring for them?
Mate, they've scored plenty of goals. They hardly concede. They're going to win. Remember, there was a time when they used to go 1-0 to the Arsenal. So, Arsenal fans, they dealt with it. They've got the league titles and whatnot. I'm pretty sure Spurs fans are going to get used to success.
Different era.
They're going to get used to success. They've got world-class players. They've got players like Kane, Bale, Son that are going to deliver some outstanding moments. People forget. People will forget. When you remember that Sonny goal against against Arsenal this weekend, that's what the season will be remembered about. If they win the league, that's what the season will be remembered about. Not about, oh yeah, we had to play 80 minutes of defensive football. People love counter-attacking football. That lightning-paced football. Who would you have rather been in that game? Watching Arsenal
smash and grab, isn't it?
No, but would you rather watch 40 shit crosses from Arsenal, or watch those lightning attacks from Spurs? Be honest.
I'd rather win 2-0 ugly way.
That's not even an ugly way. They played nicer attacks. Their attacks were better. Yep. Anyways, I'm sorry, man. Liverpool 4, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. I mean, I'm going to start on this one. I think Wolves are going to struggle without Jimenez. He is a massive part of the way they play. Fabio Silva is great buy for the future, but he's not up for it. They don't have another striker. They don't even have someone like, do you remember they used to have Sylvani Banks-Blake? They don't even have someone of that mold in the squad now to deliver for them. It's worrying times, Wolves fan. You were potentially looking at continental football next season. You're probably looking at 12th or 13th now. But Azad, I want you to talk about Liverpool. I spoke about Wolves. Talk about Liverpool for me.
Well, I just want to say Sylvani Banks. I was thinking, I went back to 2003-4 then, but then I realised they were in the Premier League in 2011. I was going to say, I've not heard of him in ages. One thing I have to say about Liverpool, no matter what player plays in that position, they execute the game plan well. And that's the mentality that Klopp has installed in the change rooms at Anfield. No matter what player plays, they know their duty. And that's what Arsenal players don't, by the way. I'm going to stop talking about Arsenal. But they're well drilled, well organised, and too good for Wolves. But like you said, they're missing their talisman and that Diego Jota as well. They're too good for Wolves and very good. I like Liverpool. I enjoy watching them. They're very good.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And do you know what? There was this one thing Klopp did when he first came into the club, and I think they're really reaping the benefits now. and he said, "Why do we have all of these youth groups in the thing at Liverpool that with players that aren't going to make it? There's no point. Let's cut down the number of players. Let's cut down the youth groups and only keep the best players that have a real chance of progression." It's paying dividends. You got Trent Alexander-Arnold in the squad, in the first team, world-class player. Maybe not world-class defender, but he's a world-class player. Okay. You look at Curtis Jones. He has stepped up. He's been asked to play right back. He's been asked to play centre mid. Wherever he gets asked, he just does the job. He doesn't do anything fancy. He knows he's a team player. He does the job. Neco Williams played all right. I slated him the week before, but he actually had a good game against Wolves. You know, players again and again and again, they get asked to play and they're delivering. Even the goalkeepers, the Kehler, came into the squad, delivered. And I think that is something that Arsenal need to look at. You can't keep playing the likes of Reece Nelson and whatnot and hope that one day they'll turn into a player. You got Bukayo Saka. He's actually a good talent. That's the only one you need. You only need one talent within a generation for that to have been justified. Chelsea did it with John Terry. Manchester United got lucky with quite a few. Arsenal, you've got Bukayo Saka. Forget about giving all these other youngsters a chance. There's no point. It's just not worth it anymore. So I just wanted to make that point. And then we go into the final game of the weekend. Controversy galore. Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Southampton 2. I'm delighted because I hate Brighton, but Azad, tell me what you saw in that game, if you saw it.
VAR riddled, really. So the first penalty, it's harsh, isn't it? Like, it's not that far. Not that, it's close, very close, but, you know, James Wood-Prowse giving away that penalty. But it's never going to be overturned, is it? Like, as soon as it went to VAR, you're going to get his hand to ball, whatever, hand to ball, ball to hand is given. And then the VAR for against Brighton as well. So, again, the foul, I'm not even sure, to be honest. I don't even watch the replays anymore. So, whatever, like, I think VAR's got to go. Like I said last week, like onside, offside goals, that's it. But yeah, VAR riddled. But Southampton, again, they performed quite well. Solid to come back from 1-0 down to win 2-1. Vestergaard, great header, man of the match performance. He's a great defender. I watched him last couple of games now. He's a towering defender. I wish we had something like him, but, you know, we might get him. But Tottenham might end up getting him, or Liverpool. Southampton's a feeder club. But yeah, strong position. I'm glad to see Ings back as well. So they missed things in the last couple of games. He's back now, and, you know, although he scored a penalty, but it was a handful for the Brighton defenders.
Yeah, it's true. That's the end of the show. Unfortunately for Manchester United, you've mentioned it quite a few times. Leipzig have, I think, held on 3-2. I might be right, I might be wrong, but, you know, it's a sad note to end the show. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Hopefully you all enjoyed the quiz as well. Let us know in the comments if you want us to do more of that. Azad, I'd just like to thank you very much for your time. And until next week, goodbye, everybody. Take care and stay safe.
See ya.